they're thinking about letting Kaepernick back in the league, man.
They're thinking about it.
The Las Vegas Raiders is allowing him to work out for the team, and he's scheduled to work out. Now, originally there were only 2 teams along this years of process that even thought to mention, like, hey, we wouldn't mind giving Kaepernick, and we're like, okay, well, bring him in. I mean, you keep saying it,
yeah.
And that's Seattle with the head coach there, Pete Carroll. He says it a lot, and then you've had the Raiders who kept saying it as well. So the Raiders are finally saying, okay, Pete, you're not going to do it, so we'll do it. How many ever years this is? 6 or 7 years? I don't know. It's been a while. It says right here it's his first workout with the NFL team since 2017, so that's what? That's
5 years.
5 years. We don't count that last farce that the NFL tried to invite some people over. So, like we said, we went through the Raiders depth chart there, and they did have a solid backup for the last 2 to 3 seasons, and he played well when he got in the game.
Marcus Mariota. He's gone on to Atlanta.
Yeah.
And so really, you have David Carr's the entrenched starter. The backup spot's technically open. So, Kaepernick could win it. I like this, but I don't like it. It's long overdue that he gets invited to some sort of workout. Let him, do it on the field if he can, and I'm rooting for him to succeed. But I don't like it because, again, like for 5 years now, 2 teams have made light mentions that they might be interested, but nothing concrete.
Yeah.
The guy's there. Yeah, and I've always felt like I respect, admire, appreciate, and support what Colin Kaepernick did for social justice and continues to do, unequivocally. Football-wise, I always felt the best way around this for the league was get him on a team.
Yeah.
See what happens. Let football, speak. And that's the thing. And I really believe at the professional level, the game sorts it out.
Yeah.
You can either play at a high enough level, win a job, keep a job, and succeed, or you can't.
That's it.
And Kaepernick was artificially deprived the opportunity to do that. The last time he played pretty well for a very bad 49ers team.
Yeah, and you have some of those sports pundits who say, well, he wasn't cutting it, he's not good enough. My thing is, just like your thing is, okay, if you say he's not good enough, get him on your team, get him in these summer workouts, get him in there, and physically show him and show us he's not good enough. Because not giving him a chance, just saying, we're not choosing him for football reasons, that's not believable when you haven't had him in to compete with the guys that you have.
Right.
Like, that's just not, what are you doing? What are you telling us?
And look at the treatment of Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow got multiple chances in multiple organizations, even a position change, and he unequivocally demonstrated he can't play NFL football.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's, and Colin Kaepernick as an NFL player was far superior by any measure. The man got to a freaking Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Torched a good Green Bay team in Green Bay, and had a lot of accomplishments in that regard. Yeah. Let him play. The game will sort it out. The game will absolutely sort it out.
Every time, man. Every time. So, yeah, we'll see how this comes out. Like I said, I think if he has been, he has been working out, and he's shown some videos where he's worked out with some NFL receivers. He's shown those videos. He's continued to do the work. He says he's very in shape. I think he'll have a shot, man, but it is extremely hard, and I haven't played NFL football, but I would have to think and know it is extremely hard to be out of the sport for that many years, even to be a backup. And there are some god-awful backups, man. I see some of these top guys go out and the next guy come in, and it's just like, how is this guy on a roster yet a backup? Like, this doesn't even make sense, man.
Here's the thing. I think this has happened like every year for as long as I can remember. At some point in the year, an NFL team starts a guy that they acquired during the season off the street.
Yeah.
It happens. Yeah. I think the Broncos got jammed up with COVID and had to start a guy as a practice squad receiver. But it always happens. There's one of these 32 teams has enough injuries and situations going on that they end up having to start a guy that hasn't been playing NFL football all year. Sometimes it's in October, sometimes it's in December, but it happens.
Yeah.
And on that level, Cap could certainly be as productive as some of these other bums. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard to imagine he can't. And that's kind of the absurdity, of how he was blackballed out of this. But I'm pulling for him. I'm wishing him the best. I hope he does whatever it is the Raiders need to see out of him, and he gets a legitimate shot to be on the roster and,
No.
and takes advantage of it.
That's for sure, man. That's for sure.